Hello everyone, welcome to Edurice channel. This is 20 minutes challenge day 10. In today's session, we are going to start with second chapter Function Junction in Excel. This is from Cyber Quest Kips Learning Grade 7 CBSE board. Here in this chapter, we are going to see working with Excel sheet. So first, before starting this 20 minutes challenge, let me just tell you what are the different topics that we are going to see in this chapter. So, I have prepared a overall view how the chapter looks like in terms of topic. To start with, this is the second chapter, Function Junction in Excel. The chapter starts with a small conversation between Gungun, Gaurav, and Robot. They are discussing about a birthday celebration. Now Gungun is telling that the Gaurav which he gave birthday party was fantastic and she enjoyed the time during the party. Now Gungun was excited and the Gaurav just wanted to calculate the total expenses that incurred on his birthday. Now, the robot tried to help that what he is trying to calculate can be easily done in the Excel sheet. Now, here with this introduction, we are going to see how uh, Gaurav can able to calculate the birthday expenses using Excel sheet easily. In this, we are going to see the term formulas. In Excel, we are going to use some formulas. So there is a definition given over here that is like what is it in Excel sheet. So it goes like user defined instruction to perform calculations, whereas functions are predefined or inbuilt formulas that are there in Excel by default. Now this is like definition that is not required for you to by heart, but first we will understand what is it in the Excel sheet. Next, we have working with formulas, how to use formula, entering in the cell, right? So I'll give you a clear picture how an Excel sheet is used to go for doing different calculations, how formulas are to be implemented, how we are going to create cells, tabular columns, everything we are going to see from today's session. Let's jump into the timer now. So let's start. All right. So a small summary sheet I have prepared for you to understand the topics that we are going to cover. So this is the second chapter, function junction in Excel. I'll come to this expression later. Now this is like the summary sheet, you can say, like what topics we are going to see in today's 20 minutes of challenge. So we are going to start with working with formulas. How using a formula can be done in an Excel sheet, that is either entering in a cell or directly entering in the formula bar. Now you should know what a cell is, what a formula bar is, or how formulas are to be implemented on text. Now, apart from that, in the next coming sessions, we are going to see cell range, cell references, functions with different built-in, inbuilt, or predefined. So these are the topics that we are going to cover in the next coming videos. Now, we will directly jump into the Excel sheet. You have to type in the search bar Excel, Excel, Excel. Okay, how many of you knows that each file will have some extension? You know what extension is? Now, in this sheet that you see on my screen, have different files with extensions given. I'll be interested, like if you can comment in the video what different Excel, different files extension that you can see from this screen. There are at least one, two, three, four, at least four extensions are already visible onto this screen. So please comment down. Let me know how many extensions you can identify. And for those who don't know what extensions are, please comment that also. I'll be discussing in the next video. So let's just click on this Excel. Here you are going to select a blank workbook first. Now, this is the space where we are going to create our tables. We are going to calculate using formulas in the cell. So this is called worksheet. All the grids that you see is the worksheet. In this, if you see, we have on the top A, B, C, D, E. This goes on till not Z. After Z, you will see there will be A, B, A, C. It is repeated, and this will be like unlimited columns that you will see. After AZ, you'll have BA, BP, BC, BD, and that goes on and on and on. Right? So you see that this is actually a very big Excel sheet with with columns. These are all columns with columns labeled as A, B, C, D, and we have rows which is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and this numbering is not stopping at 100, is not stopping at 1000. It goes on and on and on. So you see, it is very, very big sheet that is available for you to use. Now you can see the numberings here on the left side. The numbers can go on till thousands of numbers. So you have a sheet which is in the form of boxes, and the columns are being labeled as A, B, C, D alphabetical order in alphabets, and rows are labeled as numbers 1, 2, 3. Now, why is these alphabets and numbers used? This is to refer any cell with some identity. In the sense, what does it mean? Let's say if I click on this first cell, I will know this cell with its row and column. Column first and then comes row. So this cell is labeled as A1. As you can see, it is represented here, A1. If randomly if I press anywhere on the cell, let's say this cell, now you can see H is highlighted and as well as 9 is highlighted. So this is cell number 11, 9. Like we all have got our own roll numbers, our own identity, like our own Aadhaar card, right? So likewise, all the cells have got their own identity in the form of rows and columns. Columns with alphabets, rows with numbers. Okay, here if you see at the bottom, we have sheet 1. This is first sheet. You can just click on this plus button and you can have any number of sheet that you want to have that can be created. So these are all worksheets or simple sheet, and this whole is called a book. On the top if you see, it is called a workbook. Like in a book you will have multiple pages, right? Each page you can go with calculations doing. If it is like mathematics that you are doing in small class, pp1 pp2, you might have seen there will be a checkbox book that you might have used in the schools. So this is like the same thing. Now this is like first paper, first sheet, second paper, third paper, fourth paper, fourth sheet, and all this combinedly is called a book, workbook. You can name this file You can also name this sheet. How to name this? Just right click. You will see rename. Rename will be useful for you to name it. Let's say birthday expenses. I want to calculate birthday expenses. So I am keeping my first sheet name as birthday expenses. This is name only given to this sheet. The file that you save will be your workbook name. The book one that you see here, you can name it uh, any the workbook name. You can just give it to that. Okay. Now this is the main thing. Apart from that, we have normally in all Microsoft Office tools, you will see this file where you can go for selecting new, open, save as, print. This is all same. We'll have home button where you will go for cut, copy, paste, clipboard. We have font size, shape, right? So this is all same tools that you will be having. Insert option, draw option. So we have a bit of different tools. Like we can go for inserting some charts as well. In mathematics, you might have used this bar chart, pie charts, bar graphs, right? So all these things also a tabular column can be converted into these charts. In the next coming classes, we are going to see those as well. Filling maps, pivot tables, charts. So all these things we can work on this Excel sheet. So there are many different options available, tabs available with different options. You can explore them whenever you are using this Excel sheet. Now, as per your syllabus, function junction in Excel, the main thing that you have is this part. Now, here, this is called normally written as fx. This is the button, like you can say a tab where you can enter formulas. So this is called formula bar. Now, if I enter anything over here, will be directly going into the cell that is by default selected. So let's say I am selecting this cell, that is A1. Now, after selecting this cell, whatever I type into this formula bar, let's say 56, that will be reflected onto this cell. So, wherever I want, let's say this particular cell, I want to write something, you can type either in the formula bar. Can you see it is coming here directly, or you can just type there itself. So, suppose this is the cell I have, I can type there itself. Even in that case, you will see it is reflecting here. Now, basically, we will use this function bar. This is, sorry, formula bar for entering formulas when you are doing some calculations, right? So, that is important, right? So, this is like the Excel sheet that we are going to create a tabular column for finding birthday expenses. Now, let's first save the file. How will you save? Click on File, Save option. It will ask you the folder where you want to save it. So, let's say I want to save on the desktop. So, you have this desktop. Let's save this with something like birthday. This is birthday. So, I'm saving with name birthday. So this is the file name I have given, which is workbook, and sheet is given as birthday expenses. It's your wish, whichever you want, you can give it. Okay. So this is saving of your Excel sheet. Once you again do any work, you can just press Control S to save it. Just file, click on save. Automatically your work will be saved. All right. Now, if I let's see what do we have to do in this Excel sheet. Now, as per your syllabus, first thing is there is a definition of formula. What formula is, we will see in the latter, after description of these things, we will see what formula actually is. Now, the first topic we have is working with formulas. In the formulas that we are using in Excel is comprising of references, sorry, references, operators, constant, and functions. So these are the main four things that a function formula bar may consist of. It can consist of one or all of these elements. So this is called elements of the formula in Excel sheet. This is roughly a formula that is written just to show you what different things does a formula in Excel sheet consist of. Now, talking about the first thing, the main important thing is formula always start with equal symbol. Equal, when you start typing in any cell, that indicates that you are entering a formula. On the others, in any other cases, normally you will be entering any number or name, alphabets. It is something just text that you are entering. But when you are entering any formula, make sure you start with equal symbol. All right. Next, what do we have? Normally, when you are using any formula, it can be arithmetic operations, logical operations. You will perform some operations using operator. So there will be mathematical operators. So there is a plus symbol, addition operation, minus symbol, multiplication symbol. So these are all mathematical operators. And for these operators, what do we need? Now here if you see A2, B2, can you guess what is E3, E5? What is this A2, B2, E3, E5? Can you please tell me? I just have said you when we have started with Excel. The first thing that I have explained you. A2. A is what? Column. 2 is what? Row. A2 is pointing to some cell. Next, B2. B is a column. 2 is a row. So B2 is a cell referring to particular cell. Now, these are called as cell address or references. We'll come across these references at the end of this chapter. So in the next coming videos, we will see about references. So all these cells that we are mentioning in the formula are called as cell address, or it is also referred as references. Next, we have constant. That means any value that you are specifically mentioning, which is fixed, which is not changing. That means that is a constant value. Okay, here 5 is a constant. Next, if you see sum is written, this is called function. In Python program, you might have come across some predefined terms like print, input, char, float, right? Now, whenever you write any keywords in the programming languages, those are inbuilt or predefined. Similarly, in this Excel sheet, we have some predefined or inbuilt functions. Now, each of these functions will have specific work to do. Now, SUM, when you write SUM, sum, what does sum means? Addition. Normally, we know that it is addition. So, SUM is a keyword, a function that performs addition operation with the values that you mention here. Here we are mentioning cell references, cell address, right? So here if you see E3 colon E5. So here this is a cell number, this is a cell number, and this whole thing is called as a range. Okay. Let's stop here because this whole thing at one go will be very difficult for you to understand. Now, what we will do, we will jump directly to the Excel sheet. Let's forget about reference. Let's just talk about one by one with simple things as we can understand it easily. So instead of going with all these things at once, we will break it down and understand slowly. All right. Now, as of now, just see we have these things in a formula in the elements of formula in Excel. It can be reference, it can be operators, constants, functions, all of these or few of these. Right. Okay. Next, we'll start with using a formula. How do we use formula or how do we enter formula in a cell or in the formula bar? So we are going to see that first. Now, as we are talking about expenses, so let's say uh, I am going to create a tabular column saying items like what things we are doing. We can say quantity, like how many quantities per cost and total amount. Let's say this is the thing that I want to create. So I'll quickly make a tabular column of this and let's start doing. You can also have the serial number. So I'll just insert one more cell here. What did I just do is just right click and insert option is there. So serial number I have entered and the same thing goes here as well, right? So now I'll enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As of now, we'll go with only 5. So there will be a cake in the birthday. There will be a balloon. Please ignore the spelling mistakes. Cake, balloon. We'll have pastries. There will be some juice, right? And some paper plates, right? As of now, I'm just entering these things. Cakes, let's say I have two cakes. Balloons, I have like 10 balloons. Pastries, I there are like 5 friends invited. Juices, two is enough. Paper plates, there are 5, but at least I need two of these to serve for two things. And let's say cost of this cake is around 500. Balloon is about 100 rupees. Pastries, or let's say per cost is 50. Juices cost around 80. Paper plate cost is around 5 rupees. Right? What did I do? I was just entering, filling the tabular column. Let's say. Now we have amount. Now this can be how many quantities and this can be the cost that I have to calculate. Now this is given in your textbook. So this was what we were discussing. Oh, 20 minutes challenge is done. Okay, we'll stop here. Okay, so if I have to enter any formula, there are two ways: entering formula in the cell directly or entering formula in the formula bar. As I have said you earlier, if I enter something in the form, this is called formula bar. If I enter anything here, will directly enter on the cell, or I can enter directly also. So the formula also can be done in the same way. All right, we'll stop here, and in tomorrow's session, we will continue with this tabular column, finding the total cost, the sum, how we are going to enter into the cells. Hope you have enjoyed this session. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment box. Till then, thank you. Bye bye.